Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn how we can make a model clear. What are the best practices before we go into the practice? Let us clear out certain principles. Let us lay down certain ground rules, which will help we in ours in to make our model clear and easy to read. Financial models are not made only for yourself, for your own reading only. Financial models are made for other people's as well. When you have made a financial model later on, after 5 months, 6 months, when you have to go back and see the same model again, you should be able to remember instantly what it is, why it was made, where the figures are coming from, what was input, what was formula. Not that you are going to explore each and every time again what how did you make the model, and what was the logic behind how the figures came in and whatever, right? And also when you are giving the model to somebody else, he also should be able to understand it very clearly as if he has made it himself, that how the model was created, where the figures are coming from, how they are linked with each other, and what is the result. So when we are talking about what the model is, it's readable, means you need to make it labels which are self-explanatory. The sheet name, the column name, the table name, it needs to be there, right? In Excel, you have a tab name, you have a formula name, you have a column name. Even when we are setting up the price, instead of just you can name the cell as a price. Whenever you are using this cell again, it will call itself price instead of giving it a reference. If you have used the formulas, it will make it clear. When we are going to discuss in the practical examples, I will show you how we can use it, right? Then the next is flow should be logical and easy to follow. You should be able to follow the logical steps. You should be when you are going from the price to the quantity to the revenue to the expenses to the profit, right? You are not going to make a profit first and then show the revenue and then show the expenses. That's not a flow, correct? So the flow is logical and is easy to follow. So whenever you are planning the business, means you have to show how you are going to who are your customers going to be, how you are going to attract them, how you are going to charge them, how you are going to serve them. Then only you will be able to go into the profit. So there's a flow. We will be discussing that when we are doing the model practically. It should be used reusable 12 months later, right? So means you need to identify where the inputs are coming from. Input should be on one table so that you can update the tables. You should clearly identify what are the assumptions so that you can go back after 12 months and say, oh, these are my assumptions, let me review them again, right? And also you should be able to identify where you are doing a key input later on, because if you not highlight separately what is a manual key in, later on when you are updating your model, you may forget things, right? You may not know where are the key inputs, so you need to highlight them properly. Ideally you should keep them in one sheet, but if you're not able to keep them on one sheet, because it will you have to go back, go and backward forward many times, you should be able to keep a reference where are the assumption, and you need to highlight them in a specific one color so that you can know where are the inputs and how you are going to change them. Then the next requirement is, if you show it to somebody, they should be able to figure out where what are the assumptions and where what you are doing and what you're trying to achieve, right? As we said, you use it after 12 months or you give it to somebody now, they should be able to clear without your help what you are trying to achieve. And when you are a very important step, and which is mostly neglected, complexity is not the good financial model. A complex model is not a good financial model. An easy model is a good financial model. So you don't have to use super complicated formula like index, match, VLOOKUP, and all. No need to use too much of all these kind of dizzy formulas. A simple linking, simple plus minus, simple brackets, simple formulas is more than good enough for a good financial model. The financial, and you should not merge complex formulas into one cell. You should step it down, make it separate steps. So if you are going to say I'm giving you 20% discount, and you want to show the net profit, you don't want to show the profit and discount, and then in the calculation you say price multiply by the discount, right? You want to share the price, total revenue, then in the next column discount, calculate the discount, and then the minus, right? So you should not be combining the steps in together, otherwise a very useful piece of information may be missing. Don't ever use the numerical numbers into the formulas because they are very difficult to change, and you cannot copy them, right? So you should always set it separately so that it's clear what are the assumptions that you are using in making in the as in the example calculations, what are the steps you are taking into calculation. So they should be separated, different logics should be separated differently. So the financial model is need to be very simple. You don't have to make it super complicated. Don't use overly complicated formulas. Simple formulas, but divided into logical. So the idea here is not to make a complicated model, but the idea here is to make it effective and easy to read a financial model, which is you can use in the future. So how you are going to get start with a financial model. So what is the, if let's say you are, I'm asking you to make a financial model for a business plan, right? When you are just going to present to an investor, this is going to my business plan, how you're going to make the financial model. Are you just going to make a simple profit and loss statement and say what is my revenue without any assumptions, or you are going to show the step-by-step calculation of where I'm going to get the customer, how much I'm charging, what is my total revenue, how my expenses would operate, complete business planning, and then able to create that financial and create a financial model so that your profit and loss statement has a backup of revenue, of expenses, and everything else, right? So to get the financial model started about a business, you need to think about the business first. You need to understand how the business is operated. If you are going to make a financial model for a restaurant, for example, so you need to understand what you are going to sell, what is the menu, what is the recipe, how you are going to make it, what are the steps involved, how many peoples, what kind of machines, how you are going to operate that machine, what is the capacity of those, how many peoples are going to sit, what is the turnover of the restaurant, right? What are the other expenses that are you going to spend in this, what is going to be the branding, what kind of special touches you're going to put, everything, right? Where the input is coming from, you are going to deliver in the disposable form, it's going to be fast food, it's going to be a specialty dining, what it is going to be. So you need to understand about the business in detail first, each and every step of the business, so that you can make a, because you can assume financial model as a story. You have to put the complete business story into the Excel files. You have to do a bit of research when you are making a business plan, when you are making a new hotel, new startup, when you are making a new business year, you always have to do a bit of research. Who is your market going to be? What their demographics are? So you may have to make certain assumptions, and you may have to find certain informations. So this is what we are going to discuss in the future as well. Then you have to write down all the aspects that you need to, that are worth of analyzing, and then you will make some calculated assumptions. So calculated assumptions means how many percent of the total population market you will be able to capture. How you are going to do that? You have to see how much is being captured by the competition, how you are good or better than the competition. Then you will be able to make a calculated guess that, yeah, if the similar competitor is able to make 2% with the better product, with the aggressive marketing, I may be able to get 5%. And who is going to lose that competition? Who will be the person where if you have 10 competitors, out of them maybe two will be when you enter into the competition, you will be sneezing market share from which competitor, right? So you will be able to have a better understanding and a clear strategic plan in order to make the financial model.